To program the light sensor, we need to connect these two components to the Arduino. Now for the connections, it should be very simple. The LED has a shorter and a longer pin. I want to use the breadboard, so I'm just gonna put the LED on the breadboard anywhere I want. I just have to remember which one is the longer pin and which one is the shorter one. So I'm gonna connect it, and remember, I need to connect the shorter one to the GND and the longer one to one of the pins that are on this side. I would suggest not to use 0, 1, but you use anything from 2 and above. So you connect the longer pin to any of the ones that you want. Just remember which pin you connect it to. Now for the sensor, we first need to understand how it works, and then after that it would become very simple. Your sensor, basically, it receives a plus and minus. Remember, the plus and minus is to power up the sensor. Once it's powered up, then this sensor is going to measure the amount of light coming from here. And depending on the amount of light, it is going to be sending a number down here. Now, obviously, to be sending this number, we have to connect this pin to one of the Arduino pins. Do not connect it yet. We're going to talk about which one. But then we want to write a program that says, if this number is, for example, 0, do something. If this number is 100, do something else. That's how the program should look like. So your program should continuously read the number coming from here, and based on that number it decides whether is there enough light coming or there is not enough light coming. If the light is too low, tell the LED to turn on using the digital write, if you remember the command. And if the light is enough, then it will tell the LED to turn off. To connect it to the Arduino, it's again pretty standard. So you put this sensor however you want. Just make sure you don't block it by wires, because then it would not see enough light. And then you have a minus and a plus and an S. Minus and the plus just connect normally to your Arduino, to the GND and 5V. The S is the only thing that we need to talk about. Now, because this is, if you remember, an analog sensor, and it's a sensor, so it's an analog input, you need to connect it to one of these A pins, either A0, A1, A2, A3, A4, and A5. So pick one of them and connect the S to one of these pins. Then we're going to talk about the programming.